Hello, everyone. This is Independent Conservative. I am Ryan Bolin. Thank you all for joining me. So, as you all may probably already know, former President Donald Trump is campaigning with Laken Riley's families. And as you all know, Laken Riley was a young lady that was murdered, brutally murdered by the illegal from, I believe, Venezuela, and who was released into our country under the Biden administration. We're not going to go into the details of that, but suffice it to say that this is insane. And when I say this is insane, I'm not talking about Donald Trump campaigning with the family, because the family chose to campaign with Donald Trump, okay? Somebody could say, well, he's using that as a way to gain more votes in the game. Man, come on, stop it. Just knock it off. Every politician that's campaigning does that, so let's not even get into that foolishness. What I want to focus on is the total lack of compassion by these politicians, okay, when it needs to be shown towards people that need to be shown to. So we're going to get right into this article, but let me say this before I go any further. I did do a one minute video on this very subject to bring awareness to it. But of course, with a 1 minute video, you can't really give all the details. Here, I want to give you guys all of the meaty details of what I really feel about this as I analyze this very subject. And let me tell you this right up front before I begin reading this article. I'm going to try my best to be as professional as I possibly can, because after having read this, it just disgusts me. You know what I mean? It's just disgusting to me. It makes me angry, and it baffles my mind why anyone would support the Biden administration after this debacle that took place during the State of the Union address. But let's go on and get into this. Yeah. It's interesting to me, man. Interesting, but also infuriating. Infuriating because they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. Former President Donald Trump is using his 2024 presidential bid to bring awareness to the plight of angel families like the parents of Laken Riley, who was murdered allegedly at the hands of an illegal alien. Meanwhile, President Joe Biden says, quote, "I shouldn't have called the murder suspect, quote, illegal." This is what ticks me off, right? Over the weekend, Trump held a campaign rally in Rome, Georgia, where angel parents Jason Riley and Allison Phillips attended and met with the president. It's interesting they said met with the president. Is that on purpose? Because he's not the president, people. I've been noticing that. It's like they call, a lot of these articles and so forth are calling President Trump president. He's not the president. Is that subconscious? Is that trying to put subconscious thoughts in our mind? I don't know. I'm just saying. So I'm going to call it out either way it goes. But anyway, 16 days ago, Laken went out for a morning jog, Trump told the crowd. She was in great shape. And let me say this. I hope and pray that I am not mispronouncing this young lady's name. And as a matter of fact, if I am, please correct me in the comment box below. I definitely don't want to do that because Biden certainly did, okay? So I don't want to be in the same league that he is in. So my apologies if I'm mispronouncing this young lady's name. She was in great shape. She wanted to keep herself that way. And she never came back. They knew something was wrong. An illegal alien criminal who Joe Biden intentionally released into our country has been charged with murder. And he's released tens of thousands of people like this, tens of thousands. Because, they come from jails and they come from mental institutions. He released them into our country. Biden has implemented a formal policy that illegal aliens who intrude into the United States are granted immunity from deportation, Trump said in Rome. Thus, when this monster showed up at our border, he was set free immediately under the program that Crooked Joe created. It's infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. Of course, there are photos of people who attended this rally in Georgia. And there's photos of her, these people holding up pictures of the young lady, Miss Riley, saying things like, say her name, and people say, well, what are they doing saying say her name? Well, I would prefer to say her name than to say some criminal's name. Come on now. We're not going to go into the detail of that. You want me to holler and scream the name of a criminal, but here's an innocent victim and you don't want me to say her name? Anyway. Yeah. The left would say the name of a criminal. What was that guy's name? That was a known criminal? What was his name? You know what I'm talking about. I forget his name. It's been so long ago and I haven't talked on him. But yeah, they had signs on myself say his name. Why would I say his name? He's a criminal. Why would I? Let me go on. Let me be professional, okay? Under pressure to acknowledge Riley's murder, Biden mispronounced her name at his State of the Union address, calling her Laken Riley. Biden also called her accused murderer and illegal during the speech while downplaying the murder. Now, let me bring out the fact that I did not watch the State of the Union address. Okay, I did not watch it, so I'm not making any commentary on the State of the Union address. My commentary is specifically towards the Biden administration and Biden in particular, who is showing no real compassion to the people who deserve to be shown compassion to. But I'm going to get into the detail of that. It says, supposedly this is what Biden says, but how many of thousands of people are being killed by illegals, Biden said. Wow. Then in an interview over the weekend with MSNBC, Biden suggested he regretted using the term illegal to describe Ibarra. I guess that's the name of the guy, the illegal, but did not mention his mispronouncing of Riley's name. So clearly he mispronounced her name, but according to this article, he did not mention mispronouncing. Clearly he mispronounced Riley's name, but didn't say that. He didn't apologize for it. He didn't say, well, according to this article, he didn't say, well, I apologize for mispronouncing her name. But what he was more focused on was calling this illegal and illegal, because this illegal was and is an illegal. Let's go on. I shouldn't have used illegal. It's undocumented, Biden said. All these people sicken me. I'm not going to treat. Now, here's the part that got me. Watch this. Listen to this. Can't watch it, but listen to this. This is apparently what he said. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Look, they built the country. The reason our economy is growing. We have to control the border and more orderly flow, but I don't share his, obviously talking about Trump's view at all. Here's what ticks me off. He says, I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. Let me get something straight, Mr. Biden. Whether you're being told to say this or not is a null and void situation, because he should have enough integrity to say, wait a minute. He should have enough integrity to say to his handlers, wait a minute, this is just totally insane. I don't want to do this, man. You got to get somebody else to say this type of stuff, assuming someone is giving him the script to go by, which they probably are. But let's assume that he said this out of his heart. Okay, he said this out of his heart. Let me get this straight. I'm not going to treat any of these people with disrespect. What people are you referring to? It seems to indicate to me, according to this article and the information I see before me, that the people that he's talking about is the illegals. This man, sir, Mr. President, just killed an innocent woman. Not going to go into the details of that. Just killed an innocent woman. And you're more concerned about treating them with disrespect. Then he says, look, they built the country. Who are you referring to? The illegals or the legals? Who are you referring to here, sir? Only Biden would say something stupid like that. The reason our economy is growing, in what way? What statistical data do you have to prove that, to validate that, sir? I shouldn't even call him sir. Unbelievable, man. This is sickening. On February 22nd, Riley went out for a jog around the University of Georgia campus in Athens, Georgia. When she did not return for hours, her roommate called the police, who went searching for her. Later that day, Riley's body was found bludgeoned in a wooded area. Now, here's the part that's going to probably make some of you guys angry, but I'm pretty sure that some of you might probably already know about it. The following day, 26-year-old illegal alien, I think Jose Antonio Ibarra from Venezuela, was arrested and charged with kidnapping and murdering Riley. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement officials, Ibarra arrived at the United States-Mexico border in September 2022 near El Paso, Texas, and was quickly released into the nation's interior by Biden's Department of Homeland Security. Why would you release this guy who is clearly has a record into the United States interior? Unbelievable. More than 6 months before Riley's murder, Ibarra was arrested in New York City for allegedly injuring a child and violating motor vehicle rules. The city's sanctuary policy ensured that Ibarra was released from jail instead of being turned over to ICE agents. Then in October 2023, Ibarra was given a citation in Athens for shoplifting, but was not turned over to ICE agents. He failed to appear in court for the charges, and a bench warrant was issued for his arrest. That's the end of that article right there. Yeah, that's sick and disgusting to me. And it just shows you just how illegitimate the whole idea of compassion is when it comes from these Democrats of today. Let me say this. The Democrats of today, okay, and I'm picking on the Democrats because they're the ones that tend to talk this way all the time. The Democrats of today, of the new left, are always yicking and yakking, and I am repeating myself here. I said this in the previous video, but I'm going to say it up here, right here, because it needs to be repeated. Are the main political party that likes to yick and yak about compassion. We are a people of compassion. We need to show these illegals and these people that's coming over here, or these undocumented people, compassion. We will never disrespect these people. We are people of compassion. But let me say this again. It is easy to stand behind a podium on TV or behind a gated community, protected by people, protected by officials. It's easy to stand behind these gated areas and protected areas and yick and yak about we are a people of compassion. No, that's hypocrisy. Why, you may be asking? Because true compassion is when you take money out of your own pocket. Compassion is not taking money out of somebody else's pocket and giving it to people that don't deserve it or are not willing to work for it. Compassion is not allowing illegals to come into the country and you haven't vetted them. You haven't searched to see if these people are gang members. Do you not know that some of these illegals that have been coming over here in America for some years now, is part of them are part of MS-13? Some of you may have heard of that gang. A very, very violent gang. Is documented by the FBI that this is one of the most violent gangs in the world. In fact, some of these gang members are involved in Satanism. That's not my opinion. It's documented fact. They mutilate and cut up their victims like crazy because they want power from Satan. Guess what? These people are coming in to America because the borders are not protected, coming into this country undocumented, right? And we have people like Biden yakking about he will never show disrespect for these people. I will never, never, never show disrespect. Calling these people who come over into this country illegally and calling them illegal aliens is not showing disrespect. That's what they are. That's what they are. They're over here illegally. They know they're over here illegally. You know they're over here illegally. That's what they are. Forget this undocumented nonsense. And it kills me that these politicians and Democrats of today in particular like to yick and yak about compassion. Don't pull me into your compassionate pool because I'm not a part of that. This is what I would call pseudo-compassion. Pseudo means fake, not real. So this is pseudo-compassion coming from the Biden administration. This is pseudo-compassion coming from these new Democrats. which a lot of them are not Democrats in the classical sense. A lot of them are Marxists, and a lot of them are communists and or communist sympathizers. They're trying to create chaos, but that's another story, and I digress. The point is, this is fake compassion, okay? Biden is more concerned about calling this man an illegal than he is about the young lady that lost her life and the family members that are grieving over the loss of this young lady. Bludgeoned to death, beaten to death. Are you kidding me? I'm surprised that the family members don't want to seek revenge. That's what I'm shocked about. I'm shocked that they don't want to seek revenge. Now, I'm pretty sure there are more details to this whole incident than the article I've just read gave. I'm pretty sure there's more details of this. But the point is, this is pseudo-compassion. You're more concerned about calling this man an illegal than you are about this woman being beaten to death, than you are about how these family members feel. The Democrats of today are not concerned about law and order. The Democrats of today are concerned about getting votes by any means necessary. And what that simply means is this: by any means necessary. We are willing to allow thousands and thousands and thousands and even millions of illegals to come into this country in order to form a new voter base. We tell these illegals we're going to give you all of these type of handouts, prepaid cards, and all this other kind of foolishness with taxpayer money so that we could secure your vote by any means necessary. If we got to lie, we're going to lie. If we got to twist the facts, we're going to twist the facts. If we have to manipulate, we're going to manipulate. If we got to hide the truth, we're going to hide the truth. By any means necessary, we are going to get these votes, and we don't care what the American people feel or think about it. Because by that time, we will have our new voter base. And let me end the video on this note. Based on this information, how can anyone who has any cognitive ability whatsoever vote for the Democrats of today? These people are foul. I'm talking about politicians. I'm talking about the politician Democrats. These people are foul. They're nasty, and they do not care for American people. They don't care for Americans, period. They care for the votes. They care for power. They care for control. That's what they care for. They do not care for you and I. My suggestion is to people, and I may sound like I'm preaching, don't vote for the devil. Don't vote for Satan. Don't vote for Satan, because if you vote for Satan, you're going to get Satan. You vote for Satan, you're going to get Satan. That's all I got to say about it. People can argue, poop, snot, and be butthurt about Trump, and I don't like his mean tweets, and I don't like how he talk, and woo. I guarantee you, you will be better off economically and socially when and if he gets back in office. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you this, that when he was in office for the 4 years, you was better off. But I'm not going to repeat that. Economically, rather. Let's quit playing these games. So, yeah, man. This is ridiculous. This is crazy. This is pseudo compassion. Don't put me into your we need to be more compassionate paradigm, Mr. Biden. Don't put me into your paradigm, Democratic politicians. I don't belong in it. Real compassion is reaching out your own pocket and giving. Real compassion is opening your home and letting people come in. Real compassion is not opening up the borders, okay, and letting people come in here that are not supposed to be here. That's not compassion. We didn't tell you to do that. Did we tell you to do that? Did the taxpayers say, you know what? Open the borders, Mr. Biden. Open the borders, politician. We don't care, because why? We're people of compassion. You're a hypocrite and you're not real. How about that? Yeah, that's what I had to say about it. What do you guys think about this buffoonery? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. God bless you all, and see you again.